Yeah. Cornfield State.
Driving through these old rolling hills to the closest place to heaven I know. Heading north through Kentucky to the only place I'll ever call home. I'm leaving the bluegrass state behind, waiting for me on the other side. Corn and factories, small family farms, kids playing basketball, hoop on a red barn, cranking up John Mountain Cab on I-65. I drive past this small town. This Hoosier state feels like a long lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Times I feel just like I'm James Dean, out on the road, chasing a dream. But now I've returned where my home fires burn, and I never wanna leave. Back to the place where I belong. Gonna let these country roads take me This Hoosier state feels like a long lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. The only place that I want to live my life, where I was born and raised, where they'll lay me when I die. In the fields of corn and soybeans, small family farms, kids playing basketball, hoop on a red barn. Cranking up John Mellencamp on I-65, I'm heading to my small town. This Hoosier state feels like a long lost friend. Damn, it's good to be back home again in Indiana. Oh, Indiana. Driving across that Ohio River to the closest place to heaven I know.
Home again in Indiana, when I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, how I long for my Indiana
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Racing at Indianapolis. It's Rutherford heading for turn one first. John Cock right with him. Steva has dropped back. E.J. Boyd is in fourth. We're on the 100th lap now, and by the way, one more lap, and this would be an official race. This is the halfway mark, 200 laps of the 2.5-mile track. And there, the yellow flags come out. It's raining.
No way that we can drive this track and keep it dry for the next 2 or 3 hours. So the 1976 winner is Johnny Rutherford.
company with the first lady ever to qualify at Indianapolis. Gentlemen, start your racing.
The white flag, one more lap to go. And the historic checkered flag. The 61st running of the Indianapolis 500-mile Speed Classic is ended.
Bob Wills is still the king of Texas country music fans. Elvis, along with Willie Nelson, or Waylon's outlaw band. But the king racing, driving, winning Speedway country bands. This Houston Grand Prix driving champion, A.J. Foyt's the man.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
Ladies, he comes down the front stretch for the last time.
The checkered flag will be waved by Pat Bedan for Al Unser of Albuquerque. He has won his third Indianapolis 500, joining the names of Louis Meyer, of Wilbur Shaw, of Maury Rose and A.J. Foyt as the only men who have won this race 3 times. A.J., of course, has won it 4 with his victory last year. But Al Unser now in that very exclusive society of 3-time winners. There he is. Has moved into 4th position, and there he is. Al Unser then, the yellow car in the lead. The next yellow car is car number 1, Tom Sneva. There's the man who won the race last year. Many people think he can do it again in a beautifully, newly designed car of Jim Hall. The rest of the field of 35 cars strung out behind. Here comes the checkered flag awaiting young Rick Mears at age 27. He has won the Indianapolis 500 for 1979. There is Roger Penske, the man who owns the crew, and the rest of the guys. At the racetrack that's called the Brickyard, the checkered flag again, and somehow or other, A.J. always ends up as the center of attention when he finishes the race.
He's lifting his hand. He's saying, I don't know, but it's all over. He switched his engine off, but he's just a happy man to finish second right now, I'm sure.
Okay, that was Chris Economaki with Mario, and look at this. Again, shuffling in the standings because of pit stops under the yellow, but the leader is the man who started in last place in this race, Tom Sneva, who twice has finished.
For the Pennzoil Chaparral, his hand in the air, Johnny Rutherford wins the 1980 Indianapolis 500-mile race. Certainly one of the crew members is on fire. He is running around, dancing around. He needs help. They're looking for help for him. Rick Mears is out of the car. Apparently a fire on Rick Mears' car as he comes in for a routine pit stop.
Oh my God, the terrible crash. I think it's Danny Ungaius. I think it's Ungaius, Jack.
Oh, and the driver's in the car, Jim. He's still in the car. I can see he's sitting upright. In fact, his feet are outside the car.
There's a spectator outside the fence. There must have been either fuel or a part of some sort that flew through that wire fence there. Bobby out again, and Bobby going out he passed a car. What's he doing? Look at that, he's passed about half a dozen cars.
Oh, James, that's
Under the yellow, you can't do that.
that is a no-no.
In a scene that just about literally, Sam, beggars description.
It certainly does, Jim. It's very, very hot here. It's in the high 80s and getting hotter steadily. Remember that these drivers have not driven since Thursday here.
Pace car is off the track, but they must await the green flag before the race is underway. Watch the starters platform on the left there. It's still not out. They appear to be in pretty good order in the first 5 or 6 rows at any rate. A little bit ragged towards the back. And look out, a crash before the start of the race. It was Kevin Cogan from the middle of the first row suddenly taking a hard left turn. Tires flying. How in the world could this have happened?
Absolutely no idea, Jim. That's one of the most extraordinary things I've ever seen.
A red flag situation, as you see. There, a look at the pole, which are all those positions are already confused. They'll have to reorder the cars. May have to have some sort of new rule for the start. This one isn't in the rule book, I don't think. Look at this. This was Cogan earlier. This is videotape of Kevin Cogan trying to talk to Andretti. Andretti appearing to push him away. He doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to hear. Mario Andretti very, very upset. Now, our reporters are fanning out, trying to get the principals. Bill Fleming is with Mario Andretti right now. Okay. All right, Bill.
Well,
one more time, Mario. I couldn't hear what you said.
I said, this is what happens when you have children doing a man's job up front. That's what happens.
Somebody cut right across in front of you.
Yeah, Cogan, you know, just, I guess, messed up, and he's sideways in front of me. I just had no choice but T-bone him.
All right, well, there's A.J. Foyt. He was just talking to Cogan for a moment. Had some choice words for him, no doubt. Now, Chris Economaki, moving in on A.J.
AJ, how'd that start? Well, I don't know. He ran right square in my damn left front. What are you talking about? Cogan? Cogan. Or AJ Foyt blames it on Kevin Cogan. What kind of shape is your car?
It's finished.
AJ Foyt sort of puts the blame on you. Do you feel you might be responsible?
I don't think so. I didn't do anything wrong.
That was just a stupid deal. Guy had his head up his That's all.
Everything else, he's going to work on the car himself. This man, really an anachronism, a throwback to the days of Barney Oldfield and Ralph De Palma, when the fellow would jump out, make the repairs, get back in the race, and the crowd here cheering him on. They love to see it when AJ gets out and starts working on his own car.
They're loving it, Jim, but, you know, Foyt knows himself, and he's releasing an awful lot of tension right now. If he can get this thing fixed, he will get back into the car and feel very comfortable.
Okay, 25 years at Indy. Could this be his last year? Well, he's never said so, but some year has to be his last year.
All right.
He may do it.
Yeah, he may. He's that close. Look at that. Shallow line.
They're going to get the white flag. There'll be one left to go. As he moves along, tries for shortcut. Is he going to do it? The white flag out. This is the final lap.
Going down to the first turn. What? No. Gordon held him off there going into that first turn.
Over the roar of the engine, you can hear the 400,000 people going hoarse.
All right.
No one has ever seen this before in Indianapolis.
This is the back straight, Jim. There's 2 turns to go now. Mears behind, and he's again trying to slipstream it.
John Cox did a good job of staying ahead of him in turn 1 when he made that move there.
Good.
That
was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Not quite over. John Cox still with the lead.
Here it comes
again. The finish line. He's still closing. That's his wife.
It's too late now. You only got to pray. Look at that.
There you see them. Mears. Can he make a move at the finish? He's making a move. No, not quite. Gordon John has won the Indianapolis 500.
And you have the feeling something's got to give here, or something's got to happen. I can't picture him running in this echelon to the end of the race as placidly.
I can't believe 21-year-old Al Unser Jr. playing this incredibly pivotal role in these circumstances. It's a sort of storybook situation. A critical situation looming up. Dick Simon in that red-white car.
Look, Steve, making the attempt. I think he's got him. Or does he? Boy, made that sudden move and he's done it.
Oh!
He got past young Al.
But Big Al flew by Simon. And
but here comes Steve again.
Steve was able to, too.
David taking off after Big Al Unser. Al Unser Sr.
You don't think... This is incredible. Well, this is it. This is the lead.
There's the attempt to pass, and Steve has retaken the lead. Look at this. The crowd waving to him, and you can hear their cheers above the roar of the engine because the checkered flag is out, and Tom Steva, at long last, has won the Indianapolis 500.
We're back in Indianapolis where the leader following the first pit stops is now Mario Andretti at age 44. The sentimental favorite here always. Of course, he won the race once. But to look down through the years, and you see next to his name notations like engine detonation, lost wheel, burned piston, flag, wreck, out of fuel, wreck, flag, broken header, engine seized, accident. Year after year, time after time, something has always happened to frustrate Mario Andretti's bid for a second win in the Indianapolis 500.
A little bit oily. There's a crosswind that's causing the understeer, the front of the car to wash out a little bit as you come out of turn 2.
A crash We can't pick it up yet. I can't see who it is. Where parts everywhere. Yellow flag out. This could be a very bad. Oh, this could
be the worst crash that we have seen in Indy in years, Jim. I'm afraid the driver
rescue equipment in there as usual. I'm afraid.
It looks like
let's not say it. Let's say it. Right. So we are sure. Could be Pat Bedard, the racing writer turned driver, a man in his 40s. Yes, he's in there.
I'm afraid
he's in there in the front of the car. The engine gone.
Front gone.
However, that part is all in one piece.
Well, yes, it is. And these are survival.
Two of the worst crashes we ever saw were Tom, Steve, and Danny on Gaius. On Gaius particularly, we thought might have been dead.
Yeah.
And he's back in the race. Steve is only back fighting for the lead.
Really?
Let's see, is his head
Jim,
moving?
I don't know, but it's very encouraging to see that survival capsule
and there's no fire.
Very much intact. There is no fire. There hasn't been serious fire here for quite a few years. Passing Chris Sniper, who stays cleanly out of the way, though. Still, when you pass any car at 190 miles an hour, whoa! Whoops, Jim.
Gordon Johncock coming into the pits. Look out.
Look at that. Gordon, that's Johncock.
Watch out for the... Oh, wow. How he missed everybody, I don't know.
Look at the guy behind him that he almost hit. Very little of this race to go, Jim, and I think it's going to come in just before it rains.
The crowd waving to him, the applause going, the checkered flag for Rick Mears. He's won the Indianapolis 500 with a hand in the air. Scoreboard showing it a half a second, but it certainly isn't. It's nothing now. Daley Sullivan going down low. Can he make the move? Sullivan down low. Side by side, Sullivan has the lead. Danny Sullivan, and just at that moment, losing control of the car, doing a magnificent job of not hitting the wall and continuing in the race. It's unbelievable.
The incredible move maybe ever in Indianapolis, and Mario didn't hit him.
The old American hero will lose the race. The new American hero is Daniel John Sullivan III of Louisville, Kentucky, who has won the Indianapolis 500. Mario Andretti second, Roger Penske, the crew chief. Now is the time to celebrate. They didn't budge a muscle until he had crossed the start-finish line, that yard of brick, for the last time. This morning to 1973, if you weren't with us when Sam posed, he described it earlier. That was the year when it took us 3 days to get this race in.
Between Kevin Cogan and Bobby Rahal and Rick Mears.
Oh, and Kevin didn't get the start he might have hoped for.
And Rahal's going by him. Bobby Rahal in car number 3 has the lead once again. There in front of him on the right, now the left. Wayne Sweeney holds the checkered flag for the 1986 Indianapolis 500 champion, Bobby Rahal.
We are back live, and you look at the leader, Mario Andretti, with now only a short distance to go, 28 laps in the Indianapolis 500.
Starting for the pits, Mario on the right of your screen. He's not starting for the pits.
Oh, my goodness, it's happened again.
It has happened.
It has happened again, and you can hear the crowd responding. Lady Luck has reared what is to Mario her ugly head at Indianapolis again.
Well, Al still has a chance of winning it. This race is not over. That's the neat thing about Indianapolis. This softball thing doesn't end until the checkered flag falls.
Al Sr. has won more money at Indy than anyone else. He's led 595 laps at Indy, only 18 short of the record. He's finished in the top 5 10 times. He is the man, I'm sure, of those remaining on the track that Guerrero least wants to see chasing him in this situation. Here comes Roberto. Let's watch the pit stop.
All right, this will be interesting to see, Jim. They better not make mistakes now. He has a chance of winning this race. Now's the important time. Everything in racing comes down to the very last part.
Now there's second place, Al Unser Sr. And He is still out on the track, remember, as Guerrero makes the pit stop.
No adjustments for Roberto so far.
The critical thing here for Roberto to get out of the pits before Al Sr. makes it back around on the front straight.
Al Sr. is going down the back stretch. Now he's going into turn 3. You know that that's in Roberto's mind. This pit stop is dragging on there.
Killed the engine. Roberto killed the engine.
Stalled it.
This is really going to change the outcome of this race. Roberto's engine, he's got it going. He's off, Jim. But he's going to be very close. They're going to be very close. There's on turn 4 in the front straight.
He's going to pass him, I think.
Yeah, he's going. It's stalled again. Al Unser Sr. takes the lead in the Indianapolis 500.
And now here it is. Your brother, Al Unser, joins A.J. Foyt as one of only 2 men ever to win the Indianapolis 500 4 times in his life.
That is fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. I just cannot believe it.
Senior and junior as they fight for third. Second place, Rick Mears, the first yellow car. Then Al Unser, and then his son, as little Al tries to get that as they come onto the main stretch now. We're watching second, third, fourth, and fifth. Mario Andretti just off the edge. That white car off the edge of your screen as the front of the field begins to close down in second place. And here comes Al trying to come past Rick Mears, and little Al tries it as well. He's forced down on the inside. Rick Mears holds on to the high side. Look at that fight. Al Unser has second place now. Little Al has third. Rick Mears drops back to fourth, followed by Mario Andretti.
Cart came off Michael Andretti's car, and the yellow flag came out. Anxiously, Roger Penske watched as Rick Mears scored his third Indianapolis 500-mile race win.
Out in front. Most recent, of course, Kevin Kogan, with 10 laps to go, lost to Bobby Rahal, 1983. Al Unser led on 190 laps, but Tom Sneva won. If Emerson can win the race, he will follow in Mario Andretti's footsteps. Of course, the man who has won both the World Championship and the Indy 500. Mario did it in the other order. As you see the racer wish on that great energy, we noted that Emerson eats a very special diet of fruit and grains. He gets plenty of aerobic exercise, so that energy really means something in that family.
Now there's little Al, right on the track, not up as close as he'd like to be.
Little Al continues his pursuit. 191 laps complete. 1.6 seconds back. Little Al trying to close. Now, a half a second back. 192 laps complete. 1982, Mears versus John Cox, all over again. The closest finish ever at the Indianapolis Speedway. At this point, Rick Mears was trying to chase down Gordon Johncock. Now little Al is in the very same position. 0.2 of a second back. The home stretch again. Is just ahead. He lies in fourth place. 6 laps behind the leader. The tension is incredible.
back and forth on the main stretch. Was he trying to pick up a little more fuel? That tank is right down to the bottom now with 4 laps to go.
He's trying to break the slipstream that Emil's trying to use to keep up, Paul.
When A.J. Foyt won his first race here, it was A.J.'s first win on pavement. Will Ellinger Jr. score his first oval win here today?
Drivers in front.
Comes inside Little Al. A drag race on the backside again. Slower traffic moves to the right. Can Fittipaldi get past? Little Al brings it down low. They touch. Little Al into the wall. Fittipaldi continues on. Little Al slams the wall as Emerson Fittipaldi screams toward the white flag. The yellow flag comes out. Ellinger Jr. taps with Emerson Fittipaldi. They are on the main stretch now, but is Fittipaldi's car fit? Fittipaldi tried it inside the third turn. The white flag is out. 199 laps are complete. The yellow flag flies. Teresa kisses Pat Patrick. Can you imagine the despair that Shelley and Al Unser feel now? Because for the second year in a row, he's okay. Little Al climbs out of his car, walks away from the safety crews. For the second year in a row, the Indianapolis 500 will finish under the yellow flag, but this time it will be a new name. It will be that of two-time world driving champion Emerson Fittipaldi. Former world driving champions winning here. Jimmy Clark, Graham Hill, Mario Andretti, and now the name Fittipaldi will go into the books. What promised to be a close finish ended with a lap and a half to go. Ellinger Jr. stands by the edge of the race course.
What will be his reaction as Emerson comes by? Was he angry? Did he gesture? He went out to signal him.
Little Al steps out toward the edge of the track. Now the pace car will lead Emerson Fittipaldi, just like it did last year for Rick Mears, toward the checkered flag. The 73rd Indianapolis 500 is rolling to an end, and Emerson Fittipaldi, under the yellow flag, has captured his first 500-mile race victory at Indianapolis. Emerson Fittipaldi wins the great race.
Well, there is A.J. Foyt, working his way around the track without lane timing system driver summary. He currently runs in 6th place, and many people feel he is still capable of winning. A most fascinating driver, the winningest driver in all of IndyCar history.
We got the Chevrolet engine, and look at the difference that it's making.
Kind of shows you that the rich and powerful don't always win. This is just a single-car team versus the big multi-car teams.
Wayne Sweeney gives the white flag, signaling one more lap to Arie Luyendyk, and Emerson Fittipaldi comes past there, but it doesn't matter to Arie, because Arie is a good 12 seconds out in front of the second place Bobby Rahal.
Arie Luyendyk, 36 years old, half a lap now from having that monkey of winless streaks off of his back.
What a race to win.
An incredible win it will be, and at an incredible pace. 185.8 miles an hour, his average on the last lap. There's the main straightaway line ahead, and his destiny. Arie Luyendyk comes for the checkered flag. and picks up the win as Arie Luyendyk wins the 74th running of the Indianapolis 500. Looks like it's holding on, and this car leads the race as we complete the 179th of 200 laps. Now, there's first place, heading into turn one. And we have to wait a full 14, 15 seconds for Rick Mears to make his appearance, and there he is. Michael saw it himself. It was also radioed, bring it in. Now they're yellow. And so Michael Andretti got that extra fuel that he needed. He now has only one other obstacle to overcome. His car number, car 10, has never won the Indianapolis 500. And Michael rolls out.
But let us not forget that Michael is in second place behind Rick Mears. He must pass Rick Mears to retake the lead of this race. Rick Mears, who of course has won this race 3 times, Michael has not won it at all. So
we're approaching that area now. The green flag is back out. And Rick Mears comes around John Andretti. He's no factor whatsoever, but Michael is right there with him. Michael moving to the outside. Can he keep in the high groove? He did it in Phoenix. Can he do it here? Michael Andretti takes the lead away from Rick Mears.
Wow! That's one of the toughest passes I've ever seen.
From Bobby Unger's point of view, a position on the track that he was not expecting. But here is Rick Mears now in the same position as Mears, who has been driving a very different line this race. Takes Michael Andretti. 187 laps into the record book. The fight is at the front.
Well, our hats off to him now. If you ever see racing better than that, I'd certainly like to know where it's going to be.
Rick's wife, Chris Mears, as Rick is back out in front. What I was going to remind you of, in the last 10 laps, the lead tends to change here. In 89, Fittipaldi taking the race away from Al Unser. In 86, Bobby Rahal taking it away from Kevin Kogan. The two wives pray their husbands around. In 83, Tom Sneva took the race away from Al Unser. Bobby Unser won here in 1975, taking the race away in the last 10 laps because of rain from Johnny Rutherford. At the front of the field is Rick Mears, but the yellow flag comes out. There is a car sitting on the entrance to the pit lane. And apparently they've decided to bring the yellow out, and it's none other than Mario Andretti.
What an irony. The yellow flag would prevent his son from having any chance to counterattack against Rick Mears.
But then it might give him a chance because it will put Michael up next to Rick.
Good point for a restart. And what happened on the last restart? Michael was able to rip by Rick.
So the fates of this race changes again as the yellow is out, and it will be a definite sprint to the finish with 9 laps to go. Lights are out on the pace car, indicating we should come back to green flag. Rick Mears has won 3 Indy 500s, but he's lost 2 of the closest in history to John Cock by 16/100ths of a second in 82, and by 2 seconds to Rahal in 86.
The point is, he is no stranger to close finishes. Michael Andretti has never been involved with a battle for the lead in the Indy 500 when it counted. It counts now.
The crowd anticipates a potential 4-time win for Rick. Michael Andretti in a desperate drive to try and catch him. 1 corner left to go. 1 corner left to run. He can see the checkered flag just ahead of him now. Rick Mears has accomplished what only 2 men have before. He is now a 4-time winner of the 500 as he waves to Michael Andretti, who is alongside in the crowd. One car in trouble, the 36 car, unbelievable. Roberto Guerrero, the pole sitter, in trouble. No indication why this could have happened at all. We're only on the 2nd parade lap, not even to the pace lap.
No question, he's out of the race.
The tires may not have come up to full temperature, and maybe with that high torque engine, when he shifted gears, just suddenly.
Boy,
oh, what a terrible situation for Roberto Guerrero. And Scott Goodyear is now right there, right behind Little Al. He follows Little Al down the main straightaway. Anywhere Little Al goes, there is Scott as well.
This lap in 1989, Emerson Fittipaldi and Little Al touched wheels. Little Al hit the wall. Fittipaldi went onto the west. Scott Goodyear still trying to catch him. And Al Unser Jr. sees Dwayne Sweeney's white flag. 2.5 miles. One more lap to go. If Scott Goodyear has a chance, the time is now. Don't forget 10 years ago, John Cox and Rick Mears raced on the last lap for the finish. John Cox won that one. That was experience over Rick Mears' relative inexperience. Will that happen again here today? They're on the backstretch. 223 miles an hour on the last lap.
No traffic involved.
They make the turn for home now. On the main stretch, Scott Goodyear closes in. He looks for a place to come by. Scott Goodyear tries it, but no.
I believe that's the closest finish in Indy history. Closer than the race 10 years ago when John Cox beat Rick Mears.
The one question, though, is all month. All right, Al. All month. Nobody talked about your chances to win the Indy 500. Did you think you had a chance?
No, not really. You know, Michael had us covered all day, and the Ford Lola Cosworths just outrun us bad all day, and so, you know, the best we could do was best in class, and
there's a lot of. Sounds like there's some tears in your voice right now.
Well, you just don't know what Indy means.
They look for the green flag. And the Indianapolis 500 with a swirl of green is underway for the 77th time. As Raul Boisel sweeps to the outside around Arie Luyendyk and picks up the lead. Here comes Fittipaldi. Emerson Fittipaldi. The final turn for home, the checker flag, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won his second Indianapolis 500.
Al was conserving fuel, Jack. He should be drafting Emerson Fittipaldi, not leading him.
But Sam, the idea there is, that's Emerson.
Yellow comes out.
That's Emerson. And I just started to say the problem is he can't afford to be down and left and have something like this happen. He's got to be ahead, and that's the way it turned out.
Well, of course, the same thing's happening down here in turn 4. They are all waving hats, cheering, going crazy, and Little Al is not about to put that hand up until he crosses that start-finish line.
History in the making. Car 31. That number scoring its first win, and Mercedes-Benz in its very first race in the Indy cars in modern times wins the Indianapolis 500 as a brand new engine. Al Unser Jr. takes his second Indianapolis 500, and his dad's crying. 79th running of the Indy 500 is underway as Scott Goodyear sweeps across the outside and into the lead. Arie Luyendyk ducks into second place. And we've got a car into the wall right off of the first turn. 2 cars tangle. One of them is Eddie Cheever. The other looked to be Stan Fox. And the front end of one car cut away. Stan Fox looks like he got into the wall incredibly hard. We're concerned about him, very concerned. We'll keep an eye, and we won't report anything until we actually have it confirmed. He is Canadian. If he can win, be the first Canadian to do so. But remember, Villeneuve is also Canadian. And Salazar, then Fittipaldi.
Blew the base car right off.
No, that can't be right.
Can't do that.
Base car was too slow, Paul. He needed to get a run.
But they gave him the green flag anyway. Arie Luyendyk staying right there, wants to get in that winner's picture. Jack Villeneuve on the backstretch.
The magnitude of his achievement. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Back from 2 laps down. Only his second year.
One more turn. The first Canadian on his way to winning the Indianapolis 500. Jack Villeneuve on the home stretch. And the 79th Indy 500 has been won by Jack Villeneuve as Arie Luyendyk screams by on the outside. So Jones takes the lead. Buddy Lazier now closes on Zampedri, and no real indication, though Danny suggests it's handling. And look at Lazier. Boy, there's an interesting move. He comes to the outside.
What a pass. What a pass on the outside.
10 laps to go at Indianapolis. Leader change. Around him now. In contact with the leader. The third turn. 1 to go at Indianapolis. Buddy Lazier taking a look at the fourth turn. Comes off the fourth corner. And the checkered flag lies just ahead as Buddy Lazier takes the checkered flag and wins the Indianapolis 500. Firestone's first win since 1971, and a crash on the finish. Big crash on the finish of the race. Salazar, looks like Zampedri, and Guerrero. The cars that were running 4th, 5th, and 6th. The white flag is there, and they're going to go green for the final lap. Here we go. One more lap. 2.5 miles, and the Indy 500 will be decided. Get going, buddy. Get going. Making the turn for home, here comes Ari Lyondike. Get down here! That's it, baby! And you heard the call on their two-way radio.
Another gearbox failure.
Oh, crash. And car is, another car comes through the debris and catches the wall nearly head on. So now we have a serious incident at Indianapolis. Final pass through the north end. Off of turn 4, down the long front stretch, screaming for the yard of bricks, hand up, saluting the crowd. Eddie Cheever has won the 82nd running of the Indianapolis.
5 miles to go, 2 laps.
He might have lost the pickup in the last corner. I think Robbie is real nervous right now.
We heard him say, I think we're going to run out of fuel. The white flag is about to come out at Indianapolis. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. Wow. Robbie Gordon is out of fuel as Kenny Brack comes down to take the white flag. 1 more lap to go in the Indy 500. Incredible heartbreak for Robbie Gordon, out of fuel. And now A.J. Foyt's pit.
Bob, it's the biggest race in the world. You got to go. You got to gamble. They did, and they lost.
Half a lap to go for Breck.
Look at the checkered flag, Rover. Keep coming, Kenny, keep coming. You only got the white checker this time. Come on, come on.
Here he is. Kenny Brack wins the 1999 83rd running of the Indianapolis 500.
Lazier
2 car lengths behind Juan Montoya, looking like he wants to set him up, heading into turn number 1. Bang! He pulled out of the inside. The crowd goes crazy. He could not make it stick. He calls back in line. They're in a short from Penny. You got to make the move here. Everybody on their feet cheering Buddy Lazier, who's trying to reel him in. Cleanly through 2, and now trying to duck down low down the back straight. That gap was about 4 car lengths, and now here comes Buddy Lazier. He starts down low, jumps back up high. It's still Montoya and Lazier on the north end. Juan Montoya wins the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
And the quest for racing immortality is underway for the 85th time. The Indianapolis 500 is on, and Scott Sharp jumps into the lead. Robbie Gordon already, very good. Scott Sharp. He bobbled in turn 1, and he's hitting the walls. Scott Sharp.
Scott Sharp got high coming off at turn 1 as Robbie Gordon was trying to go around the outside of Greg Ray.
That's what I did yesterday.
38.
There you go.
Look at that. He can't get out of that baby fast enough. He's trying to get out fast as he is.
He's addicted to chain link, this kid. I love him.
Down to Jackaroo.
Well, Elio Castroneves, congratulations. You got to get back in this car to take it to victory lane.
I'll go. Here, I'll take your glove. Whatever it takes, I go.
Whatever they say, he says he's going to do. So now he's got to get it into victory lane. They got to take the wheel off. He climbed the fence. Now he's going to have to go through the break-in pit wall and make his way to where they house the Borg Warner Trophy. Let's go back upstairs.
Well, again, I'm not sure that this has ever occurred in Indianapolis, at least not in recent memory, as everyone is very anxious to get to victory lane. But now they fire the car up, and Castroneves will drive it now into victory lane, but he's still got the thumb up and saluting the crowd as they cheer him here on the front stretch at Indianapolis.
Try to make an adjustment. Michael, however, thinks something may be broken on the race car.
Yellow comes out. We've got a car into the wall.
Cheerleader,
and it's the leader again. Thomas Schechter into the wall. Tony Kanaan is the leader. Crashed, and now it's Schechter.
Breaks us in 3 car lengths separate first and second place. Elio Castroneves. Paul Tracy will go to the high side in 1.
How much fuel does he have? We're going to find out. Castroneves, then Tracy as fast as you can see it. That's the way they hit the second turn.
The lead is down to 2.5 car lengths. Elio Castroneves looking for 2 in a row. Paul Tracy has him in his sights.
All the qualifying struggles for Team Green, but boy, Paul Tracy looking good right now. And Greg's back in 2 as Tracy tries to make the pass. He makes the pass in the North Indy at George Princeton. Action is on the speedway.
And Paul Tracy has made the pass. He's gotten around Castroneves. Mikey, heads your way.
Paul Tracy will take the yellow flag. It looks like he will win the Indianapolis 500 as the yellow and white are displayed.
He ran just a spurt of fuel, and Paul Tracy's going to get it.
Scoring goes back to the previous lap.
According to race control, the pass will not stick. Paul Tracy will move back to second place. Elio Castroneves will be shown.
Month of May started. This was in the challenge shoot with Mario.
There again, that white piece of material he runs over right there is a piece from a car that Kenny Brackett crashed just a little bit earlier. It sends the car up, going into the air. It actually acts like an airplane. He's hitting the top of the fence right there, which holds him inside the park, lands on the ground, right side up, thankfully for Mario. He had just turned a lap of 200. Out of 4, 1 turn to go. It will be 3 straight for Roger Penske, but not 3 straight for Castroneves.
For the second time in 3 years, Team Penske goes 1-2. This time it's Sheldon Barrett winning the 87th Indianapolis 5. American driver has started on pole, and an American driver has won the Indianapolis 500-mile race.
Good job for the month, guys. Way to go. Thank you very much. You guys deserve it. All of us did.
Hey, Buddy Rice, you just won the Indy 500.
Look at the high-resolution Doppler radar. This tornado warning just issued will be in effect until
you absorb impact by the car. Now let's see, he's actually going to come down the side. No, you know something? He got clipped. Absolutely clipped. Juncker had the right of way. The slower car needs to stay high and just shoots him into the wall. That's probably at 215 miles an hour, Todd. And I can tell you, that is an absolute huge hit.
Well, I made mention this is a bad crash. Any crash at this place is terrible. One person is sitting here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway because with 5 laps to go, Danica Patrick sits in second place and has a shot at immortality. But right now, one of the best drivers on the planet is leading her, and that is Dan Weldon. It's Weldon, Patrick, and Vitor Meira, your top 3 with 4 laps to go.
190 of 200 laps will be complete this time by Danica Patrick going side by side with Weldon. She'll be the leader in turn number 1.
My goodness, there's 3 wide, but Patrick got the lead. Meira has jumped up to third. Danica Patrick up front of the 500.
Crowd standing and cheering Danica Patrick. She takes the lead off of turn number 2.
Sebastian Bourdais slams the wall hard into turn number 3.
White flag is out, and Dan Weldon is going to win the Indianapolis 500-mile race under yellow. For much of the late stages of this race, it has been the Dan and Danica show, but it will be Dan Weldon winning the 89th Indy 500 as an Englishman will roll into victory lane at the world's greatest racehorse for the first time in 4 decades.
That's the chicken you see in front of you, pal. You ready to drink some milk? That's the boy. Guys, I'm not emotional, but I'm crying. I can't believe I've just won the Indianapolis 500. I am so proud of you guys. I'm quiet, and I'm never quiet.
Inside, almost contact. Oh, he slammed the door on him. That will give him the victory right there because Horney's lost all the RPMs. He backed out of it. Wow. White flag. 1 lap to go. Marco's going to win this thing. We're going to have another rookie winner. Marco is going to win this thing.
Unbelievable. You're right. Sam fought him, but he just lost too much momentum. Marco pulled down, and there's no way, with only a half a lap to go, he's going to have enough speed to catch him and go around him.
Michael's going to end up 3rd, maybe. Here comes Ganon. The white flag was out into turn 3. And look at the fans. Marco, the 19-year-old, is going to win it in his first time. And here comes Harnish. Here comes Harnish. 1 turn to go. Who's it going to be? Can he block him? How wide's that car going to be? This could be the closest ever. Who's going to win it? Oh, Harnish won it. Harnish took it. Can you believe that? Harnish took it at the finish line. I can't believe it. Look at Mario. He can't believe it.
He can't believe it either. No way.
Ability of his car. Goes around the slower traffic of Sarah Fisher. Jack, what's going on?
Well,
oh no, another crash and it's upside down. We've got a car upside down. It's Marco Andretti. 2 cars at least involved in this. Buddy Rice as well. Buddy was taken out last year in a crash with Elio. This year a crash with Marco.
Emerged from the wreck, and you saw there on the replays, Andretti's back tire hit by Dan Weldon. Marco is okay. And so is Dario Franchitti because the rains come out. They call the race, and he gets a big kiss from his wife, Ashley Judd. And of course,
gain the lead. Andretti will run second. Marias runs third into the second corner.
We've got a problem in the front straight. It is the car of Alex Lloyd. Alex Lloyd in the We Fit car. Dixon. He'll go to the inside, Mike King, and make the pass.
So here comes Dixon. He and Carpenter are side by side, and Vitor Mira will come with them to make it 3 wide. Mira to the outside bank. What a move!
I have no idea how he got through there, but Vitor Mira is the leader, and there goes Castro Neves. As intense a competitor that has ever climbed in the cockpit at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Fans on their feet saluting Scott Dixon.
He is in the short shoot. All kinds of wins in the IndyCar Series, but here he comes, Mike King, your next winner.
They call him the Iceman, but today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, he is red hot, and he is the winner of the 92nd Indianapolis 500-mile race.
There's an order from pit lane. Scott, here he goes. Oh, no, he had a huge crash. And a second contact. And it looks like it is Tony Kanaan.
That was a big one.
A big burst of flame. Very dangerous situation, and they reacted very quickly. So Vitor Mira, let's make sure it looks like a crewman. Kevin Lee was also possibly injured in that incident. Right now as Rafa, oh my goodness, and Vitor Mira, they touched tires. Vitor Mira's right rear touches the left front of Rafa Matos, and it points him, JP, right into the outside safer barrier.
They both turned right when that happens, as you can imagine, and that was kind of scary, but it wasn't really life-threatening, I'm sure. They're shaking up, both drivers are, but his right rear catches them, and they both go to the outside and early into the wall in the first turn, and we could hear the impact on the 9th floor up here when they hit the wall.
Better way to celebrate the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's 100th birthday than to adding a member to the 3-time win club. Help take him home, Kristen Airy.
Spider-Man has not climbed the fence since 2002. He's outside turn 4. Here he comes, Mike King.
Open the door to the 3-time winners club. There's a brand new member, and his name is Elio Castro Neves. The fist raised in the air, the twin checkered flags. Elio wins it. Weldon is second. Danica Patrick is third.
Mike moving inside the car. He's going on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay. This reminds me almost of Dan Weldon's crash here in turn 3 and 4 quite a few years ago. And the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
You know, he was incredibly lucky that he did not go head into that fence. That is a horrible impact.
Coming by, the next time it will be the white flag here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Everyone in the grandstands are on their feet. Can he make it? Can he make it? 2.5 more miles. Weldon is 3 seconds behind. There's Weldon at the top of your screen. He's letting everybody go by. He's doing everything he can to signal. And Weldon, can he close? It's 3.6 seconds as they head through one. Oh, we've got a crash. Oh, a wicked crash involving 2 cars at least.
He's won it.
He's going to win it.
Franchitti has won it.
Ryan Hunter-Reay involved in this.
Take the warm-up lane.
I could not see who else was involved from our angle. If he can make it to the stripe, and they told him to take the warm-up lane.
The RL guy up here to take the warm-up lane.
So he is already in the warm-up lane. And Dario Franchitti, 45 years ago, his idol Jimmy Clark won his one and only Indy 500. Oh my, what a mess in that corner. There's his wife. Today, Dario will pass his childhood hero and win his second Indianapolis 500 as he is able to coast across if he has to now. And Dan Weldon, for the second year in a row, will finish second right behind him. For the year, here comes J.R. Hildebrand, this time by. The white flag is in hand. 2.5 miles.
Come on, baby, bring it home.
Keep going. the 23-year-old from Sausalito, California. Listen to the crowd cheer him on.
And how fitting for the National Guard car to win if he can indeed do that. Has he got enough fuel to make it to the end?
Half a lap. He's got half a lap to go, and he's the Indy 500 champion.
Panther Racing, oh so good. They finished second here. Twice here they come again through the final two corners. J.R. Hildebrand.
Careful of traffic.
He's got to get around the lap. Traffic. 100 years now. He hit the wall.
Oh, my goodness.
Keeps their foot on the gas. Dan Weldon is going to win the race.
That is unbelievable. Oh, my goodness.
Weldon, after finishing second the last 2 years, wins when J.R. Hildebrand hits the wall coming out of 4, just as Scheckter did in 2000.
What a tremendous finish. And what a drive for Weldon. I've been saying it all day, that outside lane is a great drive.
Hildebrand is shaking his head. And he's still...
There's so many people that he's thanking. He's so emotional.
It's been absolutely phenomenal, but I love Indianapolis. I love the people. You know, I love everything about it. The tradition, the history, Firestone. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm not
Take us back to the moment that you actually saw Hildebrand in the wall and you knew you were going to win the Indianapolis 500.
I just felt a lot of relief. Obviously, I knew it was okay because I could see him moving, but you know, it's an incredible feeling. I've been runner-up the 2 years before this, and I never gave up. I mean, Kanaan nearly put me in the wall going into 3, which was very, very interesting. But there's a lot of great storylines today, and I want to say hi to my family back home and my mother, and you know, the Alzheimer's Association for giving me the opportunity to represent them. It's just an incredible day.
Congratulations, Dan Weldon, the winner of the Centennial Anniversary Indianapolis 500.
Taking my kids to Disney, baby. I'm taking my kids to Disney.
Here is what we picked up on the radio. First, the 11 car.
Stealth Hunter, we're playing like old timers. And we're playing at the end. Copy. Got a message from Kanaan. Says you guys are going to play like old times.
Here we go. Back to green flag racing. On board with James Hinchcliffe. 2 wide. And it is Dario Franchitti that gets out in front. Now will he try and go for the pass? This time by, there will be 2 laps remaining.
Sato's car, I don't think has his nudge downforce because he certainly seems to slide mid-turn.
I think he's got
going down the straight.
Now 2.
You heard the call. Here comes Dario. And Sato may try and come with him. Look out. This could get tricky. Oh, and he slides on by. Sato takes second.
4 to Sato.
And Kanaan is going to make a run on him now.
So Franchitti out in front, Takuma Sato in second, there's Dixon, and then Tony Kanaan. On board with Tony. If he wants a shot, he's got to get some help up front. He's too far back right now. Next time by, the white flag.
I think Sato's in the catbird position now.
Time it right. You have to time it right. Everybody standing, listen to the crowd.
White flag is out. Dario Franchitti takes the defensive line into one. Sato taking a peek.
Inside. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, buddy. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
The yellow is out.
Should have waited till coming out of 2. We talked about that.
We talked about his patience. And for the third time in his career, Dario Franchitti is going to win the 500, and all 3 times it's going to be under caution.
This is a race where you cannot make a mistake. That was very hard. Sato was close, but I think he got on that white line again.
He did. Tony Kanaan is going to finish 3rd. Remember, results are not official. We'll get word from IndyCar. But right now, here they come down the front straightaway. And Dario Franchitti is going to join an elite group as he is going to become a 3-time winner at Indianapolis.
What a race. What a race.
You are the man. Awesome job, champ. Way to go.